Hello, my name is Eva Grajcarova. I teach English in St. Francis of Assisi Secondary School in Vranov na Toplo, which is a small town in the east of Slovakia. Today we are going to talk about how you can stay safer online and be a better digital citizen while using the internet. Now maybe you are thinking, another internet safety presentation. I know this stuff already, but you shouldn't tune out, and here is why. Around your countries, teenagers, just like you, are dealing with unwanted sexual requests, are facing the consequences of sharing too much information online, and there are many teenagers who are being cyberbullied. Even if you know how to avoid all of these things, there are teenagers who don't. One of them could be a friend, sibling, or a classmate. Good digital citizens protect themselves and others online. So if you pay attention here today, you will walk away ready to help yourself and your friends deal with some of the difficult situations that come up online. Using the internet safely and responsibly is important because it's such a big part of our lives. What are some of the things that we like to do online? Probably many of you like playing games online or on a console like PlayStation or Xbox. Maybe you post images or videos on sites like Instagram, Pinterest, or YouTube. You probably go online to research homework assignments. Some of you maybe shop online. You might also talk with your friends and family through sites like Skype or Facebook. Probably many of you download apps to your smartphones. Throughout this presentation, we'll discuss some ways that you can stay safer while doing these things. First, you have to know which behaviors put you at risk. Some examples are sending mean or rude messages, sharing inappropriate pictures through online posts or text messages, talking about adult subjects with people you don't know, or visiting adult websites. While these behaviors may not sound very risky, each of them can contribute to getting you or a friend in trouble, or even putting you in danger. These are all risks you don't have to take, so choose to protect yourself by avoiding them. By now you probably know there is some pretty crazy stuff online, and some of it is stuff you don't want to see. Many teenagers handle this inappropriate content by navigating away from it or reporting it. Now that you are older, it's not only important to avoid inappropriate content online, but to refrain from posting it yourself. You should be cautious about posting images and comments that are inappropriate, such as drinking, drug use, and other criminal activities. Hate speech, such as slurs against someone's sexuality, race, or religion. Lewd or offensive gestures. Profanity, revealing or suggestive images, or threats. Remember that posting these things online may ruin your reputation. It can also get you in trouble with your parents, school, or the law. Or it could damage your future opportunities, such as getting into college or getting a job, or maybe getting into a sports team that you'd like to be in. Defining what information is inappropriate can be tricky, but here is a good rule. If it can get you in trouble offline, it can probably get you in trouble online too. In order to limit misunderstandings, consider the following before posting content online. Whenever you go online and try to post something, you should ask yourself these questions. Would the adults in my life, my parents, relatives, teachers, coaches, and employers think this is appropriate? Could this get me into trouble at school or with the law? Could this get me into trouble or anybody else? And who might be hurt or embarrassed by this content? Does it give any information about me or another person that should not be shared? What does this content say about the kind of person I am? Is this how I want to be seen? How could this impact my future opportunities, such as scholarships, college acceptances, and employment? You are responsible for what you post online and for all of the consequences, good and bad, of what you post. In a minute, we are going to watch a short video, which is a kind of speech and also sort of a poem belonging to some kind of slam poetry that tells us a lot about our behavior online and its consequences. So let's watch this video and think about it.
This is a line, and this line is mine. You will kindly find my feet and my spine are perfectly aligned. You'll also find that on either side is a plus and a minus sign. Right now I'm on this line, minus this, now I'm online. This is a line, and this line is mine. You will kindly find my feet and spine are on the plus side. Now I'd like to assign and also define what one might find on this side of the line. I will not pretend that there are no consequences of saying something offensive online, no matter what my ignorant friend says. Because words are all I have, and yeah, I know it's sad. We hide behind the mask of the latest social networking fad. So there's respect in my status, whether through Mark Zuckerberg or Tom, and I'll treat you the same in person, and yeah, I'll accept your friend request, Mom. This is a line, and this line is mine. You will kindly find my feet and my spine are on the minus sign. Now I'd like to assign and also define what one might find on this side of the line. Now I might seem unassuming, but if you only knew what I was doing, brewing, spewing, spitting venom when I'm at that screen, I ruin. Reputations I will splatter, typing faster I get madder, all the insults I will gather. You're so lucky, it's only sadder. Day. You have one day, oh yes, Sunday, for my words to die away. And on that one day, oh, I must say, you're going to wish you had a different name. But then it's Monday, and at school, I'll remind them all of what I said. Then it's Tuesday, and then it's Wednesday, then we'll all find out you're dead. This is a line, and this line is mine. And now that I've assigned what one might find on either side, you will kindly find that my feet and my spine are on the plus sign. And I'm not moving. Where are you?
How many of you know people that share information about themselves through social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram? It can be easy to put a little bit of information about yourself in a lot of places online. You may not even realize how much you are sharing. You should try to be careful about how much you reveal, because online information can spread quickly and to a lot of people, can reach people that you don't want it to, and also it can be permanent. The internet doesn't keep things private just because you want it to. You should even be careful about what you post when using apps that promise anonymity. Privacy is not guaranteed online. Take a minute to think about how much information you are comfortable sharing online. Are you the type of person who posts status updates 12 times a day or 12 times a year? No matter which type you are, you should be careful about sharing personal information like your passwords, your home address, your location, and your home or mobile phone number, as well as your email address. It's not that you should never share this information. There are lots of great legitimate sites that require it. But once you put information online, it's easy to lose control of who sees it and what they do with it. Revealing personal information online can make you a target for identity theft, computer hacks, and other trouble. Here I've got two examples from the news. One of them is when a 14-year-old English girl posted details about her birthday party online, only to have it crushed by 800 strangers. Her uninvited guests did more than 48,000 euros of damage to her parents' home. Another example that I know is about an Australian girl who helped her grandma count a lot of cash at her house. She took a photo of it, and unfortunately, her GPS function on her mobile phone was still activated, and as a result, there was a burglary in their house the same night. So, to protect your personal information online, you should follow these tips. Have a different password for each online account. If they all use the same password, they will be easier to hack into. So if you've got two different email addresses, use a different password for each one of them. It's the same with social networks that you are using. If you've got both Instagram and Facebook, also use different passwords. Use privacy settings to limit who has access to your information. This can change often, so don't forget to check back and make sure your information is still limited to the people that you want to see it. Remember who you friend. Your friends have access to whatever you post, so make sure they are people you trust. Limit access to your location. A lot of services and devices have GPS capabilities, which let you share where you are. For example, geolocation tags may be automatically embedded in the pictures you take with smartphones and tablets, like a girl from Australia. Make sure to disable these functions and only give people you trust information about your whereabouts. Look for a lock symbol in the address bar of websites that ask for financial information. Don't share others' personal information, for example, sharing a friend's mobile phone number online. Don't share passwords, even with close friends, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, because they don't have to be your best friend, boyfriend, or a girlfriend next week, month, or a year, and this information can be used against you. Sexting is one way that some teens share inappropriate information. Sexting is the sharing of nude or suggestive pictures and videos through text messages. Research suggests that 15% of teens are sexting. You may even know people who have been asked to do it. Teens who get involved with sexting are usually joking around with friends, are in a relationship where a girlfriend or a boyfriend asks for photo, or there are people who try to impress others. Remember that 15% of teens are sending sext messages. That means that 85% are not. I hope you belong to the 85% group, which is the luckier one. Remember that getting a request to sext might make you feel flattered because it means that someone thinks you're attractive. You can also feel angry because someone is asking you for something so private. And you can also feel pressured, especially if it comes from a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Now we are going to watch a short video about a girl who was asked To sext, that means to send a message with a private photo. She had two choices. So watch the video and think about how she feels when she doesn't send a photo, and how does she feels when she decides, how does she feel when she decides to share her photo and send it to her boyfriend.
You probably get lots of messages every day, but what if you got one like this? What would you do? Would you send a picture? No? Cool. That's an easy way to protect yourself. But what if you'd chosen differently? What if you send the picture? They'd never share it with anyone else, right? Do you want the picture shared with others? Sorry, you no longer have a choice. It's out of your hands now, because sometimes people we trust break that trust. Maybe the person you sent the picture to shows it to some friends. Maybe they send it to a couple friends, who send it to a couple more friends, you get the idea. It spreads, and you never know who might see it. Your little brother? Your mom? Other people at school?
Seriously? And I would never.
Even strangers could get a hold of your picture. You never really know where that picture will end up.
Look at it.
How long it will be out there, or what the consequences will be. Don't let others decide what happens to your image. Think before you share. Learn more at netsmarts.org. And hey, if your image is already out there, know that it's not your fault. For information about removing sexual pictures and videos from the internet, visit missingkids.org/gethelpnow.
The girl in the video thinks that only the person she sent the picture to will see the image. But she soon learns that once you share an image, it is out of your control. One study estimated that 88% of the self-made sexual or suggestive images that teens post online are reposted to adult websites. If you take a revealing image of yourself, you should remember that it could be lost if you misplace or use your mobile phone. It may be passed around without your permission. For example, an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend may share the sex to get revenge. People may bully or judge you because of the image. Some teenagers have been bullied so badly because of the sexting images that they have been afraid to go to school. The person that receives the image might try to use it to blackmail you into sending more images. You may get in trouble with your school or with law enforcement, especially if there is evidence of blackmail, bullying, or forwarding without permission. Some teenagers have been suspended from class, sports teams, and other activities. Others have been charged with a crime and had to complete community service or educational programs. Once a sexting picture or video is out of your hands, it is out of your control. Fortunately, you can choose to stay in control before it ever gets to that point. So take this advice. Don't take images of yourself that you wouldn't want everyone to see. Don't forward anyone else's picture or video. Imagine how betrayed and humiliated you would feel if this happened to you. Don't ask or pressure anyone to share any image. Many teens send texts because they've been asked to by a boyfriend, girlfriend. But you shouldn't ask anyone to take this kind of risk, especially if it's someone you care about. Talk to a trusted adult if you receive a revealing image, or being pressured into sending one, or have sent one. While talking to an adult may seem difficult or embarrassing, it is important that you get one involved, because an adult can help you. Talking to your school to stop any bullying that has happened because of the image being shared. Working with the law enforcement to investigate the situation, and also getting the image removed from any websites that it's on. If a sexting image or video has been posted to a website or app, there are steps you can take to try to get it taken down. First, find out which websites the image is on and file a complaint. Trustworthy websites and apps work hard to keep off sexual images of minors and will remove them if notified. Include your age in the report and be clear that the picture was posted without your consent. Don't forget that each website has its own reporting. So you have to file a complaint for each one the picture or video is on. If your image is on a website that looks untrustworthy or doesn't have a way to report, then consider contacting the police or filing a report at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's cybertipline.org or any national cyber tip line available in your country. It's important to remember that you are not alone. This has happened to other teenagers too, so you can always reach out to a friend, a counselor, or another adult you trust to ask for help or support. Now let's move from what you are doing online to who you are talking to. It's important to understand that some people don't have the best intentions and make inappropriate requests. If the request is unwanted or made by an adult, it's called a sexual solicitation. Here are some examples of solicitation. You are in a video chat with someone you just met online and he asks you to do something you don't want to do. For example, pull up your shirt. A friend keeps asking you for revealing pictures, even though you keep saying no. You are talking to someone on a social media site who asks you private questions and wants to meet up. If another teen or adult asks you to do something like this, you don't have to do it. Some teenagers are bothered by these requests, others aren't, but you all have the right to say no. Even though many teenagers aren't bothered by these kinds of requests, it's okay for you to be upset. If you get any kind of unwanted sexual request, you should block or unfriend the person who sent it. Report any inappropriate behavior to the website or app you are using. Talk to someone, a friend, an older sibling, or an adult you trust. Here is an example of a 15-year-old who made a report about inappropriate behavior online. Remember that even if you are not bothered by an inappropriate comment, you should still report it to help keep the internet safe for others. Remember that the person sending you inappropriate messages or pictures is probably trying to do the same thing to another child who is younger and who cannot protect himself. Sometimes Sexual solicitation can develop into more dangerous relationships with adults. In these cases, the adult tries to gain your trust by offering affection and attention. They may even try to meet you offline. You can see some of these methods in this video where two teen boys end up meeting people offline. Notice how the relationships grew out of something they thought was innocent.
It happened to me 5 years ago. My parents were divorcing and things at school and with friends weren't too good. I felt like the world was falling down around me. That's when I met someone online. We would chat about everything in my life. I finally had someone to take my side and see things my way. I had someone who put me first. No matter how much I thought we could trust each other, I knew better than to meet in person with someone I had met on the internet. But one day, when school was dismissed early, there was someone waiting for me at my front door. I never thought I'd find myself in this situation. I learned the hard way that no matter who you think you're talking to online, there are people out there looking to hurt you. It doesn't matter if they're male or female, or if they look a little rough around the edges, or even if they're the most beautiful person. These people exist, online and in the real world.
It happened to me too. I was 14 and someone online sent me a private message. I shouldn't have responded, but I messaged back and 7 days later, agreed to be picked up outside of my house at midnight. I was taken to another house and what happened there was terrifying. I'll remember it for the rest of my life. I felt numb and powerless and didn't know what to do. I was too afraid to tell my parents and ashamed of what everyone would think of me. But hiding it was a mistake. I saw the car that I was taking in driving around my neighborhood all summer long. Was I being targeted again, or was someone else being victimized? I finally decided to tell someone.
I had to live with the decision I made to trust someone I met on the internet.
But the important thing is that I told someone. I'm not a victim, but a survivor.
Ryan says, I knew better than to meet in person with someone I'd met on the internet. But he still continues the relationship online and gives out information about where he lives. How does the adult get him to do that? Ryan thinks he found a friend who understands him and puts him first. This makes Ryan drop his guard and do something he knows is dangerous. The method used to gain Ryan's trust is called grooming. Someone trying to groom you might flatter you, tell you nice things, compliments that you're attractive, clever, nice, and you deserve all his or her attention. He or she can also send you gifts like mobile phones or even concert tickets. This person can try to discuss adult subjects like sex with you. He or she can also ask you to keep secrets, such as not telling anyone about the relationship. He or she can turn you against your family and friends because they want you to depend on them only. This person can ask you to share revealing images of yourself. Another step can be blackmailing you. So if you've shared revealing images or secrets with someone, they may threaten to make them public unless you send more. You should never give in. Instead, tell an adult you trust immediately so they can help report it to law enforcement. It is important to know that a person might do something harmful to you online even without any of these grooming behaviors. Anything that makes you uncomfortable, afraid, upset, or is inappropriate should be reported whether or not there are signs of grooming. Talk to a trusted adult right away about any online behavior that is inappropriate, or if you think someone might be grooming you to do something dangerous or inappropriate. You can also report inappropriate conversations or pictures to any cyber tip line available in your country or to the police. Some people are so good at manipulating teenagers that sometimes the teens don't even realize they've been tricked. Then they might be afraid to say anything about it because they've been threatened. They feel guilty and think people will blame them. They think that no one will believe them. Remember, it's never your fault, and you should not be ashamed to tell someone and ask for help. The fault lies with the adults, because responsible adults do not start or have romantic relationships with teens. If an adult acts interested in a romantic relationship with you, it's a red flag and a big warning that you cannot trust them. If someone online sends you an inappropriate request, here are some steps you can take. Don't engage them, refuse to talk about sex, and don't accept or share sexual images. Block them or unfriend them. Don't meet them offline. Tell an adult you trust. Telling an adult you trust is important even if you've already handled the situation. Some teenagers don't want to talk to an adult because they worry the adult will overreact. They are afraid they will be blamed, or they think the adult can't help, or they are embarrassed. However, telling someone like a teacher, school counselor, parent, or other relative can be a good move. They can help you take next steps, such as deciding what evidence to save. They can also help you get some perspective on the situation. No one should make you uncomfortable online, especially adults. So get an adult that you feel comfortable talking with to help you handle and report the situation. Here is some advice and tips who you should report. So report anyone who sends you adult images, anyone who asks you to send images of yourself, anyone who talks to you about adult subjects, and anyone who asks you to meet offline. It may seem easier to just ignore these kinds of requests instead of reporting them, but when you make a report, you help make the internet that much safer for your friends, siblings, and peers. The person contacting you may be reaching out and doing the same thing to children who are younger than you or more vulnerable, which means that they cannot protect themselves. The last risk that we are going to discuss is one that many of you are probably aware of: cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is the use of technology to bully someone. Some examples are creating a hate group about someone, posting mean comments online, photoshopping someone's photo to embarrass them, recording and posting fight videos, spreading rumors and gossip through text messages, or stealing someone's identity to create a fake profile. Some of these things may seem more like jokes or pranks than bullying to you. But even if you did not intend to hurt someone's feelings, it can still be cyberbullying. You've probably heard the saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me." I want to ask yourself, is that really true? Think about how that would make you feel. Perhaps you would have low self-esteem, feel lonely and isolated from friends and family, be nervous about going online or to school. If you're being cyberbullied, it may feel like there is nothing you can do, but that isn't true. Here are some steps you can take. Don't respond. That could make things worse. Block the bully. Check out what options the website and your mobile phone provider have for blocking other users. Set up new accounts. Make sure that only people you trust can contact you. Make a report. Many websites have terms of service which prohibit cyberbullying and will remove offensive posts. Talk to an adult you trust. If you aren't being cyberbullied, you may know someone who is experiencing it. Online, there are often many bystanders, people who see the bullying happen but aren't involved. Bystanders may want to help, but are often afraid that the bully will turn on them, that they will be labeled a snitch, or that saying something will make the bullying worse. But bystanders are important. They can help bring cyberbullying to an end by making it clear that bullying behaviors won't be tolerated in their schools. If you are comfortable standing up to a bully, then you can try the following steps. Don't encourage bullying behavior. For example, don't like or share mean comments and posts. Don't participate in the bullying just to fit in. Stand up for the victim. You can offer support through actions such as sending a friendly text message, making a positive post, or just simply talking to that person at school or wherever you meet him or her. And you can also report the bullying to the website or service provider and to an adult you trust. Sometimes people feel like they have good reasons to cyberbully someone, like if that person has been bullying them too. But a cyberbullying situation can easily get out of control, and you don't know what could happen. Remember, even though you are behind a screen, you are talking to real people. Just because you can't see their reactions doesn't mean they weren't hurt. Imagine how those comments would make you feel. If you are tempted to cyberbully, remember, while you don't have to like everyone, you can keep critical comments to yourself. You don't have to forward rumors or embarrassing photos. You don't have to comment on insulting or harassing posts. Instead of cyberbullying, focus on creating a better online environment by treating others with respect. Some people think that what they do online is separate from their real lives. But as we've seen today, what we do online matters offline too. Make the choice to create a safe and positive on and offline environment at school and with your friends by being careful about what you share, not cyberbullying or encouraging it, not asking or pressuring anyone into sharing inappropriate content, and by reporting inappropriate online behavior. Most importantly, don't forget to communicate with the adults you trust about what you do online. You don't have to wait for something bad to happen. Take the lead and show them all of the ways that you are a responsible digital citizen. For more tips on responsible internet use, you can visit nsteens.org website. where you can challenge your friends to stop that post, a game about revealing too much information online, to see who can get through the levels the fastest. Or you can watch more videos to see how other teens are dealing with the challenges of being online. At the end of the day, your online experience is going to be what you make of it. So why don't you work with your friends to make it great? Thank you for your attention, guys, and I will see you on our online meetings when you will have some time for questions and answers. Okay, so bye for now. Thank you for your attention again.